Ameziane is at it again. This time, the French author and artist is taking on the fascinating life of Martin Scorsese. The book, titled after the legendary director, is an ultra-thick graphic novel written in the first person as if Scorsese himself is telling you his story. The comic book format uses style and visuals as storytelling shortcuts and to punctuate the many interesting aspects of Scorsese's life. The book starts even before Scorsese's birth. It follows his childhood in Little Italy and takes the story all the way up through his incredible career into modern times. The story is extensively detailed, painting a full picture. Extra attention is given to the parts of his life that would influence his work later on, the kind of insight only hindsight can provide. His asthmatic childhood drove him into the movies, where he disappeared into the medium and became obsessed. This passion for film would not only define his career, but would allow him to become one of the most influential filmmakers in all of history. The narrative focuses on his personal life and professional life. It really highlights how one always influenced the other. A lot of attention is given to his most famous works, of course, and even a die-hard Scorsese fan, like I like to think I fall into that category, can learn a lot about the man from this work. Amazing Ameziane, real name Ameziane Hamouche. Sorry for butchering that. Even with my French-Canadian background, my pronunciation is trash. This Frenchman isn't just a writer. He's an artist, illustrator, designer, and researcher. I became aware of him through his work on graphic novel bios of some of the best directors to ever shoot a movie, but his wider body of work is incredibly varied. Not only does his subject matter change widely, but his style does as well to adapt to the subject that he's studying. To do biographies, especially in the first person, for such iconic and well-known figures requires exhaustive research, especially in the internet age, when a slew of keyboard warriors are just waiting to tell someone they're wrong for any slight little detail that is off or even may be perceived as off. When I first learned that someone was writing a bio for someone else, but delivering it in the first person, I thought it was very presumptuous, almost pretentious. The amount of care that's done to find the subject's voice and to get it all right removes that negative thought very quickly. To put their money where their mouth is, Ameziane has a huge source section in the back of each book to show where they obtained all of their information. The dedication to accuracy isn't the only detail that I love about this and his other similar books. The amount of Easter eggs, quotes, references, and gags regarding the subject matter can only be pulled off by somebody who is a true fan. This is not just a work for hire. If I did have to find one thing to critique about the book, it would be that the comic format is almost secondary at some times. There are many pages where the bulk of the text is written in columns on the sides of the artwork, and the images, they do elevate the words, but they're not strictly necessary. It only stood out to me as I had read the first two books that he did on this subject matter. The graphic novel is part of what Ameziane calls his Cine Trilogy. The first, and my personal favorite, both for the subject matter, but also doing such a great job using this medium, it was a proof of concept to me as it was the first one that I read, enhances the storytelling drastically. This one is Quentin by Tarantino, focusing on the best director in film, Quentin Tarantino. The second book focuses on the incredibly talented Francis Ford Coppola and is titled Don Coppola. The Scorsese book, like the others in the trilogy, is meticulously crafted and is as entertaining as it is informative. This one is the longest of the three by far, but it never feels long. I read through this in under a week and enjoyed the experience the entire time. It's something that I would have read even if Titan Magazines wasn't so kind as to send one over for review purposes. I actually love these cinema-centric graphic novels. So much so that I've bought additional copies to send to friends who I knew would appreciate them just as much as I did. The graphic novel Martin Scorsese is available wherever you get your books and is well worth the cover price at a staggering 384 pages. If you're a fan of movies, you shouldn't just pick this one up, you should buy the whole trilogy. I have these on my bookshelf and I absolutely will be revisiting them as these legendary directors have made so many movies that are going to withstand the test of time for generations. A huge thank you to Titan Magazines for sending this and the rest of the trilogy over for review. If you want to see the other two reviews I did, Quentin by Tarantino and Don Coppola, check out the links in the description. Or you can click right here to jump right into Quentin by Tarantino.